Oh, somebody else showed up. All right, here we go. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we are working with this granny square bag again. We started this last week, and there was a few bits that I did on my own afterwards, but yeah. I am joined tonight by my lovely wife, Mandy. And I come to a realization, like, after, like, where we left off, that I need to actually bring this row down in here, and then the colors can get changed a little bit later on. So let's just do that for starters. Mandy and I have been away for the last couple days, and I am absolutely in that weird stage of, like, not quite back to normal from being away. Let's see. Oh, it's Rara Crafts is here. Hello, Rara. Hang on, let me pop out the chat. Wait, tap chat, live chat. I need to bring it closer to me or on the other side of the whole set of screens. Hello, Rara. So yeah, I kind of promised that I would be here today, and I don't like breaking promises. So I'm here. But it's going to be a much shorter stream, so anybody else who was looking forward to a Saturday stream can at least have something to watch, even if it's short. So hang on, let me bring this row in. I've really been trying to figure out what's the smartest way of doing this, and I'm hoping that I've got it right because it's really complicated. Okay, so now the other side can come down. So basically, the colors here of this diamond are going over top of the colors for the diamond next to it, and they hide the fact that they were even inside, which is pretty cool. And then the gray, which is kind of the neutral for the whole thing, they come out and cover up these strings a little bit, which makes this really cool sort of a, I don't know, snowflake-ish thing going on here. It's a neat pattern. I gotta give it that much. It's a neat pattern. But difficulty-wise, yeah, this is up there. This is because I'm going crazy with it. If I wasn't trying to change out and have different colors in different squares, this is a really easy, beginner-friendly kind of thing. But nope, I had to go hard and difficult and make this really weird. Yeah, this is the part of the year where nothing makes sense. Like I haven't even had dinner. It's like 10 o'clock at night. Late, very, very late lunch.
I
Everything's
think
just
our lunch was at
weird.
6 or
Yeah,
5. 5 or
5 or
6
6.
o'clock.
Yeah. So yeah, it's at that time of the year where meal times don't make sense. The days of the week are easily forgotten. I don't know how many times I had to remind myself that today was Saturday. Okay, so the color that's going to replace purple, I've got a little I got a little bin here with strings. So the color that's replacing purple is this green here. Okay. Get the other colors out too, because they're going to get changed up as well. So start with this one here. And I'm trying to get the ends together here. Okay. So tie half of that and then bring this green in. Tie the other half of my knot. So there's like my green that will replace that purple. And then to this one. And I'm going to inject the next green here. So basically I had to work out what happens here and then from there try to figure it out. Oh, Rainbow made it. Hello, Rainbow. Sorry. Concentration level over here is like near insanity. Okay. So now this is the lightest color. So I think I'm going to go with this light green for that replacement. So part of the problem I have too with this is I picked out a lot of colors that could be kind of substituted in here, but I haven't figured out like which is the one that gets cut into 4 pieces and which ones don't. And part of me kind of wants to do it as we kind of go along, but I'm a little bit confused as to like how to do all of that. So yeah. Okay, so I got the pink and the light green there. Okay, and I'm keeping this darker green, which is going to replace this purple. Needless to say, this is really weird. Okay, so half of the purple, this green goes in between there. And then the medium green, this one, kind of an aqua-ish color. Hang on. And then put that over top of this orange. And then this purple locks in both of those. So this green is going to replace this orange. This green replaces this purple. Great. Now, so complicated. This purple comes in from the other side. So this purple, orange, pink combination that is this diamond is replaced with a dark, medium, and a light blue. Yeah, happy holidays to everybody out there. Just hopefully, hopefully you guys are a little bit more grounded than we are. We just came back by a boat from the town, and yeah, I'm I'm kind of surprised I'm actually here tonight, considering how completely out of it I feel. Mandy suggested we skip it, but I'm like, no, we got a bunch of people that are expecting us. I can't let everybody down. I don't think it's going to be a long stream here tonight. Um, but I am going to try to reach the goal of connecting a couple squares because I think this should be a video where people can come back to and see how this actually works, because this is the hard part. This is if you're trying to make it as difficult as I am, then this is the one you're going to want to see. So the dark green's replacing the purple that was into the center box. And then we're going to add that same dark green here on the next one where it goes over the gray. So off screen, what you can't see is I'm trying to unwind a bobbin of already pre-cut string. When we do the next square, I'm going to have to actually decide which color gets the most usage. Okay, so let's see, this time the green, instead of going off to the left, this one's going to go off to the right because it's going to travel along with this purple as we change out these other colors. So this time, the light one, we went with the light color. So that's this one, got the little bobbin. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of pulling the string together to get, so I can get to the two ends kind of joined up so that the halfway point. So what I'm going to do is put these two together and bring this halfway point up underneath with this pink. Somehow the orange wanted to get in on the mix. No, not having it. Not today. There we go. Next is the orange, which is getting the medium purple. Whoa, wait a second. We didn't get this orange inside. Or not the orange, the dark green. Hang on. Okay, so the light green goes all the way up to the top like I had it. But I have to get this dark green to come in between the knots at the same time. Did I miss it in the previous? This look wrong. Something's miss. There we go. pink and the light green are right now. This green's coming in. And now I have to do something with this orange. Okay. First part of the knot goes in. Man. Okay, so this one goes over. This medium one goes on this orange and goes off to the left-hand side because it's just getting there to be replaced. So now we got both of the greens kind of coming out at the same time, but we gotta tie these purple ones together first. And then this green one comes to the left. This green one goes to the right. And this purple goes over top of both of those. So now at this point, kind of done with the purple. That's going to get kind of locked in place with the gray that comes in from the other square. So that's kind of it for this square. And then we're going to join the two pieces together. So let me just kind of set this off to the side. And bring out contestant number 2. All right. A Victorian Christmas, eh? That's awesome. That's kind of funny. Yeah. So Mandy and I were supposed to go to Ben 10 with a friend, and it was going to be this like awesome getaway where we could all like hang out, and it was going to be completely cool. And at the last minute, something kind of happened that made it so that way our friend couldn't join us. So it was just Mandy and I. Did a bunch of cool shopping and hanging out and stuff. So there's a bit of an element of having to remember what I'm doing with colors as I'm going along with this, because the joining together isn't going to really fix um, anything like really clearly, I guess. So yeah, this is the end of my string was trying to get itself into a knot, and I don't like that. Hey, just string things made it. Wow, a bunch of you guys are all here tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be a short night. I'm definitely out of it. I have no idea how I'm actually functioning at this moment. All right, so now I need to figure out what color is going to replace the teal, yellowish green in this. I want to say it's in the orange family. I'm not sure what. It's a real light orange. So I have a box full of colors. I want it to be really different, because it's going to be the diamond that comes after this. We got blue greens for this side, and we got browns on this side. Let's go with this one here, the yellow, orange, and red. So as I noticed, those strings aren't cut. I need to do that now. All right, watch this. Okay, so now I'm standing up, and I think the color that is going to be the primary will be this red. So I'm gonna hook it over. I have a hook up here. I'm gonna need a couple hooks, actually. Okay, so basically what I've done is I've now put the two ends together. This way I can find the halfway point. Got it. So now snip that there. And half it again. Okay, so that's the one that gets used in two spaces. Okay, so the next is this orange. I'm thinking for next week's stream, I'm going to try to have these like pre-cut, kind of try to figure out what I'm doing. But we'll see. Okay, so this one gets cut in thirds. And then the yellow is also going to get cut in thirds. So a third of these will actually get kind of wound onto a bobbin and put aside for some kind of future project that I have no idea what is happening with, but yeah. I have complete bins full of colors like that. getting the bobbins off the floor so they don't get caught in the chair's rollers. So I got hooks around me holding those various ones together. Let's bring in this color, get ready to start changing out what needs changing. Okay, so now we're down to where the green one is. Well, yeah, kind of a pale green. So that gets one of these. And of course it's trying to tangle itself up, which I don't want. Okay, so this is this dark red. All right, so one down. Next one. This time, instead of this one going off to the right, it goes to the left. So that way, when I sandwich it in this knot, it's going along with it in the same direction. Now, I go over the orange, bring the red this way. Second color is this orange. Hang on. Yeah, so these could almost be cut into quarter lengths, but then I would be left with two pieces that are shorter that would not do me much good for anything. So yeah, there's no point in doing that. What's this? And next is brighter yellow. So the thing that's really going to help lock all the stuff in place is when the two grays come down and go over top of everything. That's when I can kind of clean up any little bits that are poking out and not looking well. Okay, back to the reddish one. Yeah, it's kind of like a pinkish, burgundy-ish, reddish something. If it were pink, it would have to be a like many shades lighter. One, and now the last. Yeah, there's so much going on in this little area. It's crazy. Uh, hopefully, but yeah, if I make any sense in this video here, people will be able to figure out what I did and be able to mimic this for themselves. See how just a little tug and all of a sudden like that string just kind of disappears in there. Kind of awesome. All right. This one gets the orange. That one replaced and got this one in. Now this bright yellow. Yeah, so basically this whole bag is just going to use so much string. All right, so now I have to get the red ones out of the way so I can start the knot with just the greens. Then this one goes over to the left. This one here goes in between and goes over this to the right. Get them both in there. Tie the knot. Voila. Just like that. Now I can bring this one back down. And like I said, this gray here string is going to help kind of lock things together. And there'll be several strings that'll get buried inside, which will help make it so that way when I trim them off really short, they can't come out later on. So in this case, I have to really watch to make sure that all the strings that are paired together stay paid to get paired together as I go over top of them. If I was to mix it up and like put in individual knots over each of those strings, it would make it kind of bow out and get really funky. It would be bad. So here's the first pair. It's that light green that made up the center one, and the new red that's going to replace it. So I just knot over both of those strings. Then we just have the gray one, which is fine. Nothing there. The next one is the pale orange and the bright new orange. So I knot over top of both of those. Next one is the bright yellow and the dingy yellow. Knot over both of those. And then the red with this greenish color. I go over top of both of those. And you look, you can't see any of the other colors kind of like bleeding through or showing up at all there, so that's cool. So now we do the same thing going to the other side. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so now that's the center gray. The next one is the purple with the new replacement, which is the darker green. Then just the gray. Pink and the light gray. Light green. The orange in the medium. There we go. So now this square is the halves that we were putting into the first square and the second square. So if you remember right, like half the colors went to one side and then this one came to this side. So that's what I'm working with. And this is the part where like I was worried in the whole time of putting the colors and stuff together, worrying to make sure that I got them in the right order so that everything is like where it's supposed to be. Because a mistake with this, and yeah, the whole thing goes south. So the first string is the one that goes solid, just like how the purple or the light ones are here. When you go over the doubles, you kind of really want to tie the knot extra tight just to try to keep it from looking bigger than the ones that are just over top of a single strand. Kind of a pro-ish tip there for you. Uh, now it's where do a little couple knots, then the gray comes across and a couple knots. And this is probably enough to have locked these other strands in place, right? Because we came in from like out here. So yeah, the when I come through with the gray row, I will remove all of the strings that are redundant or done with. Thank you, Rara. Yeah, the strings are doubled. All of yeah, because changing out the strings without being doubled is kind of hard and not as sure to stick as this is. But in this case, there's like, I'm tying a knot right over top of 4 strands right here. So that's like a double. Yeah, knots look tiny because I'm cranking them tight. I'm going to bring this blue down here just so I can drop this light color one. So wasted string, but yeah, those are done. Let's bring this gray across. Get rid of some more string. Hands for proportions. I don't have, well, the only banana I have for scale is this one, and that doesn't really help a lot, does it? So now I'm down to where it's the green and the red, right? So where this green is no longer getting used. So I'm just going to pull that out of my way and just go over this red one by itself. And by doing that, it sort of just drops that green out underneath, like it's like no longer needed. It'll be the inside of the bag, and I can just trim that really close, and yeah, done. Here we go. So another string out of the way. I can go ahead and bring this blue down just one more, just for the sake of doing it. I didn't even know the banana was going to show up in this episode, but yeah, there it is. It happens. All right. So of course, I have to end this one before I get to too far, because the blue green and this bright kind of green, I don't know, like new leaf green, all have to be replaced. So it's pretty wild. Okay, so this is the purple and the green. I have to go over the top of both of these again. And again. So they'll come apart at the where the gray one comes down. And of course, I'm sure this goes without saying, you got to be real careful with the scissors at this point when you're trimming off those strings. Trim a little too aggressively, and project gets scrapped, pretty much. Oh, I didn't turn this one. Now the blue over top of the new greens that'll be the colors that replace the pink, orange, and purples. This one, next knot here, is where the green and purple are. The purple gets dropped down in. Gray goes over top of the green. There. Now, before I lose track of stuff, let's get rid of this purple one. Okay, so now it's the dark blue that makes up the center square. String's got a little mixed around there, crazy. All right, so blue over blue. Blue over gray. So the green. And back over the gray. And back over the gray. And back to the blue. And what we basically did there was we avoided doing the gray knot in the center, and it leaves a little hole, which helps really make it look like a granny square versus just a bracelet. Yeah, playing with scissors around things like this make me nervous. Like a 5-year-old with a knife, like, ooh, oh no, super careful. I have no idea why anybody would be up early at this time of year. In fact, I'm rather looking forward to, after I finish up here, crashing out and getting myself a bit of rest. Something about going on a trip, I don't go to sleep as well as I do in my own bed. So, like for some odd reason, last night I wear one of those masks that has the music that helps put you to sleep. Yeah, somehow mask didn't have battery, so I didn't get my normal listen to the waves crashing kind of stuff. Yeah, I was up at like 8 in the morning today so we could go and get a shower and go down and have breakfast. Because, you know, it's there. So half of the colors to this side have been, well, no, all of the colors for this one have been replaced. We have the greens. They're not quite locked in because of the site here, but they're in there. There's green to be the next diamond up in here. And then the colors over here have been replaced with a dark kind of pinkish red thing, orange and yellow that will replace those ones. And then we haven't decided what's going to replace these with this diamond here in the next one up. So the next diamond from this in this space here is going to be the red, orange, yellow. But yeah, this is what happens all the way through this whole bag. So if you didn't quite get what happened here today, don't worry. I'm going to be doing this kind of endlessly throughout this whole thing. And then on top of all of that, these long rows of gray are going to get replaced periodically as well. So that's going to be a thing. So yeah, this is pretty ending up pretty perfect. I was telling Mandy before we started that I was going to try to do at least an hour of the live stream, and here it's been an hour. And yeah, I am going to go try to get something to eat because yeah, I need something to eat and I need to get some rest. So thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for making it a lot of fun. We'll be back next week with a regular live stream and all that. As far as during the week, I'm not sure. I know I have to get work done because if you know me, I like to be ahead of things, and if I don't, I will fall behind. So I will be probably live streaming at some point. I just don't know when just yet. So again, guys, thanks for hanging out, and don't get your strings in a bunch.